and welcome back to MSF Action News. Tonight, we've got all the shocking details on the hero Thor, blog posts from Reddit, the latest in the MCU, and a character review for Marvel Strike Force. Now, Reddit news and reviews from Gabriel Summers.
Over to you, Gabe.
Thanks, Gingy. Thor's hammer glitch is still not fixed. When using his second ability, the hammer freezes halfway across the level and stays suspended there. This glitch is not dependent on ISO class, contrary to popular belief. It happens across all 5 different ISO classes. Also referring to Thor, people are talking about replacing Thor on the Asgardians team for war defense and using Drax instead. Don't do this. People think that it's a counter for the symbiotes. It is not. Symbiotes thrive off killing Hela's minion, codenamed Greg, to fill their turn meter and gain that speed up from Scream. Removing Thor will not counter this in any way, shape, or form. Don't do that. In other news, Gamma Raid 3 is giving people grief. Pimtech being required is bottlenecking players because Wasp and Yellowjacket are the only farmable Pimtech characters. One solution for this problem is beefing up the characters you do have unlocked and using fodder to fill the extra spots. If that doesn't suit your fancy, you can always use the alternative teams allowed for the nodes on that specific path. And for our final piece of news, Spider-Man still has a ridiculous chance for dodge. It doesn't match the stat given for his dodge chance at all. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabe. Insightful stuff. Replacing Thor on war defense with Drax? Didn't see that coming.
Thanks. I hate it. Over to Shane Shi with lore and more.
Thank you, Gingy. And now it's time to do a character profile on the mighty Thor.
What? No! No.
Oh, God!
Today, we're doing the character profile and lore on the mighty Thor. Norse deity turned Marvel superstar. The god of thunder with the ability to manipulate the weather and control lightning. First appearance in 1962 as the Thor we know and love. However, there was an alternate version debuting in 51. In 62, Odin banished Thor to Earth to teach him a lesson in humility. Living in the body of a disabled med student, Donald Blake. This technically is the premise of the first movie, but they changed the time frame and whether or not he remembered who he was for the movie. Throughout the decades since Thor has made his way to the upper echelon of Marvel heroes, he has defeated many entities, such as Galactus, Glory, Ego, hundreds of Beyonders alongside Hyperion, the Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock at the same time, the Phoenix Force, Surtur, Hela, and many more. This isn't to say that Thor can't be defeated. He has taken some embarrassing L's over the years. And a lot of wacky antics have been had over the past 5 decades with our favorite god of sparkles, as the Grandmaster called him in Ragnarok. Such as being turned into a frog by his brother Loki, also known as Throg. He became unworthy simply by hearing words whispered into his ear by Nick Fury, and chose a mighty steed to fight his enemies on, a giant, indestructible flying space goat. I'm Gingy Jonah Jameson, and that's the Thor lore. Back to us, Tony.
Thanks, Gingy.
No problem.
Guess what Thor's favorite color is?
What's that?
Thorange.
Thanks. I ate it. Now, to what's new in the MCU with yours truly. Thanks, me, and today on MCU.
Sorry, but today I'm doing what's new in the MCU. Thor, Love and Thunder. Who's ready for that one, huh? I know I am. So, director Taika Waititi is coming back for this because of his success with Thor Ragnarok. He's also playing Korg again. We have some amazing casts on the IMDb so far, and it only has 6 people, which is pretty crazy. We have Chris Hemsworth, of course, returning as the mighty Thor. We also have Natalie Portman coming back as Jane Foster, which is going to focus mostly around her storyline and what they did with her character in the MCU and the Marvel Universe itself. So, it's going to be pretty dang fun to see what happens when Natalie Portman, aka Jane Foster, wields the Mjolnir. Because we find out that she, in fact, is worthy. Also on there is Tessa Thompson coming back as Valkyrie, which she did leak a little bit of information for us. Said that she has read the script and has reviewed the soundtrack and is blown away by it. So, I mean, that's high praise. That's high praise. We also have Christian Bale showing up, and not in that screechy Batman voice either. He is going to be playing Gore, the God Butcher, which I cannot wait for that, because we have never seen Gore the God Butcher in a live-action film, so that's going to be very exciting. Hopefully, he doesn't go full-on Terminator Salvation on the cast and crew, because that would be scary. Also, Chris Pratt will be showing up as Star-Lord, which, last we knew, Thor was in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm sure we'll see how that plays out. Also, Lady Sith will be returning. Her real name, Jamie Alexander. Last time we saw her, she had amnesia in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode and wondered where the hell she had been the entire time in Ragnarok. So, we got a lot going on. Thor, Love and Thunder. Make sure to keep your eyes out. That's it for the latest MCU news. I'm Shane Chi.
Thanks, Shane. And now for another edition of Character Review, where we break down each character by category on a scale of 1 to 5 and total them for a collective sense score at the end. Today, we review Thor, the mighty god of Thundar. Thundar? Was that in...
Thundercats?
That wasn't Thundercats, wasn't it?
Thundercats ho.
Yeah. Faux show. Category number 1 is availability. On a scale of 1 to 5, Thor is a hard 5. He is available everywhere. Like literally everywhere. You can farm him here, you can farm him there. You can farm Thor everywhere.
He gets around.
Yeah. Mainly by his hammer. Yeah. Category number 2 is T4 investment.
Or in this case, a T-Thor investment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. All right. Yeah, he gets a 4. He's not a kick character, but he doesn't need T4s to be online and work properly either. 4's a good score. I don't think that you need to invest in him real hard to get him working. He's still a pain in the butt wherever you put him without a big T4 investment. But I have a 7 red star Thor, so I'm going hard on him. Category number 3 is Arena. I say Thor gets a 3 here. He's meta early because I think mid game Asgardians are still they're still part of the meta in the mid game, so Thor very deserving. But late game Asgardians fall off real fast, and because the options open up quite a bit the more competitive Arena gets. So yeah, 3 I think is appropriate. Category number 4 is Simblitz. I think a 5 is appropriate here because you just know that any team you put him on, whether or not it's Asgardians, whether or not it's Wave 1 Avengers, wherever you put Thor, you have all the confidence in the world when you hit that Simblitz button that chances are you're going to get a W. So a hard 5 there. Category 5 is Raids. Right in the middle here. I think a 3. It's not that he's bad anywhere, but I don't think that he fits on a team that's really good anywhere in Raids either. So I think middle of the road, a 3 is appropriate for Thor and Raids. War Offense. That's tough because you can put him on Wave 1 Avengers, and they are good on offense. But I think you're starting to see a trend where people are pulling him off of Asgardians and making him part of a stronger Wave 1 Avengers defense team. Yeah, he's he's kind of the new unsung hero like Hawkeye is for really making that team a pain to deal with on war defense. That brings us to category 7, which is war defense. He slots into a couple spots where he is the biggest thing you have to worry about is a big heavy Thor. When that passive goes off when he's got 5 charges, he's been known to wipe teams out with that. And if he gets running and then he follows up with dropping the thunder down on you, it's not a good time. Not a good time at all. Next category is PvP in real-time arena. And he gets a 3 here. He's middle of the road. He's not excellent. He's not bad. Just middle of the road. Not a necessity in PvP or real-time arena. Brings us to category 9, which is Dark Dimension. Same thing here, kind of in the middle of the road, but I do see that some people are bringing him into Dark Dimension 4. So not a real heavy investment to get him in there. So I think that's some of the allure. But yeah, he's middle of the road. I don't think that you can raise a strong argument that he's a necessity there, but he's not good or bad. So I think a 3 is safe. And then intangibles. That's category number 10. And how we're going to close out intangible. Strong 4. I think you could almost argue a 5, but we're going to go with a 4. Intangibles, lots of great lore around Thor. There's movies, a lot of reasons to like him. But in this particular game, he is the pathway to Black Bolt, Ebony Maw. So I would say having investing in Thor is incredibly important. So I think a 4 works here. So that brings him to a total score of 38, which actually ties him with Symbiote Spider-Man and also makes him a 3/4 Sen. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's the news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you to Marvel Night.
Your friends all say it's fine.